You're looking live at Echo Park Speedway for race number 2 of the Top Tier Racing O'Reilly Series. As practice just wrapping up here at the 1.5-mile racetrack in Hampton, Georgia. As you drive to go 150 miles around the 1.5-mile racetrack, formerly called Atlanta Motorsports Speedway. As practice just wrapping up, like I mentioned here. So the fast lap driver right now is Sam Greco, the 17 machine, and Dan Ames in second, Cody Rhodes in third. It's currently right now on the racetrack. These drivers just trying to get in the final few laps, maybe practice some pit road entry and exit as well, which could be critical here tonight. These drivers now winding the clock here in practice, so up next will be qualifying. It's going to be like normal 2 laps, 5 minutes to set your fastest lap time here on the racetrack, as practice just officially wrapping up here as drivers in their groupings right now. Kind of see some small groups of 4 or 5 or so working together in this drafty racetrack here. Kind of back-to-back drafting racetracks. Last week at Daytona, Nathan Jordan got the win, and this week it's going to be another drafting racetrack as well here at Hotlanta. Qualifying now is underway officially. Check right now, it's Christian Proctor in that 13 machine. Top side, trying to get as much momentum as he can before he starts his first time lap. We got Marty White as well right behind him pretty much on the racetrack, trying to set his fast lap time here on the top side. As he's now going out to turn number 1 in a few moments time. James Marty right off of turn number 4. Where will he be on his first timed lap? Looks like he'll put himself in second behind Christian Proctor for now, as other drivers going to the lap times. Drafty Beef in third. Cody Rhodes goes up to second. Robert Altman up to third. As off of turn number 4, here comes Cody Rhodes. When he put on pole position, looks like he will not. He's a few hundredths of a second short, as Christian Proctor still sits on pole for now. Shady Van Kirk goes up to 7th. Nick Feeney goes up to 10th. As Jacob Wilson goes top of the board with a 32. As actually Brian Rolenzo goes up top of the board now. 32.157. More drivers now bringing in the lap times with about 2.5 minutes left in the session. Jake Graven up to 4th. Sam Farron in the 2nd. Got Jonathan Marsh down the racetrack as well. He has not set a lap time yet. One of the last drivers to do so right now is currently on the racetrack. Where will Marsh go? Coming off of turn number 4 to complete his final lap of the session. He's going to come across the line, and he goes pretty quick inside the top 15. He'll put himself in the 15th place spot, actually. They're currently out of 24 drivers. It's Christian Marcelli now on the racetrack right now. Not sure if he'll have enough time to put in the lap. He should at least have one lap in his books here, maybe. Time-wise, he's running outside. I don't know if he's going to really get up to speed in time, though. He's ripping the top side. We'll see what he can do here. Currently, he's in 23rd place. Second to last car on the track. Going to complete his first time lap this time by 40 seconds left to go. He'll have plenty of time to do so. Go on board here. Looks like he's practicing parallel entry, looks like. So it's like he will not be putting in a lap time here. For the second week in a row, Brian Lorenzo will be on pole position. He was on pole position last week at Daytona. He's going to be pole position here at Atlanta. He seems like he's really quick in qualifying on these drafting racetracks. We'll see if he can have a better luck this week compared to next week. As these drivers take it into warm up here in about 5 minutes time, we will set the grid here. We'll get up here for tonight's race. We'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network here at Echo Park Speedway. We're back live here at Echo Park Speedway as warm-up just wrapped up here as we're about to clear up here the Hotlanta Hustle 500 presented by Subpar Motorsports as the sun has kind of set here at Atlanta. Only right now on the track it's a 5 p.m. Eastern time in February, so we could be seeing some day racing possibly late in this race. So the temperature is going to go down, so it should be make this track a little bit more racier, a little less tire wear, tire saving track as typically this Legacy Atlanta was. Even this newer Atlanta has some effect on the tires, but we'll see how it plays out here tonight. So the drivers now green up on the pit road. We'll take a quick look at our starting lap here for tonight's race. As I mentioned, it's a Hotlanta Hustle 150 at Echo Park Speedway. Brian Lorenzo will be on pole position for the second time this season, back-to-back on these drafting racetracks. And we'll see if you can have a little bit better luck, like I mentioned compared to last week at Daytona. Just didn't go his way, but we'll see what you can do here at Echo Park Speedway. Alongside him is Dan Fern in that 33 machine as pace car is rolling off here down in turn 1. As Jacob Wilson will be in third, Jake Ribbon in fourth, Sage Greco in fifth, Brady Ford in sixth, Carson Rowland in seventh, Christian Proctor in eighth, Drew McGill in ninth, Bryson Anderson in 10th, Cody Rhodes in 11th, and Drafty Beef in 12th. 13th will be Kenny Kuko, and Thomas Osborne will be 14th. Jonathan Marston 15th, Marty White in 16th, Barbara Altman in 17th, JD Mankirk in 18th, Lucas Schultz will be 19th, and Jorge Lesma Jr. will be 20th. Nick Ruffini in 21st, Dan Ames in 22nd, Christian Marcello in 23rd, and Jesse Atkins in 24th. Round out our 12-row field here tonight, as this field will be going green this time by for 100 laps total, 150 miles in length. So base car pulls off in the pit road. We're about to do battle here at Echo Park Speedway into the Geico Research Zone to go, and green flag is out. They're underway here at Atlanta. Drivers gain up the race speed here down the back straight, entering turn number 3, and now turn number 4, as Jake Irvin way up the top side there in that 37 machine. As they're nosing without pretty quickly throughout most of the field, but it looks like coming to the stripe it's going to be Brian Renzo going to lead that lap there. As still side by side for the top 4 rows, 8 cars side by side, make it 10 now. As we'll see how racy these drivers are. I mean, typically here in this Xfinity car, it's not as racy compared to like the truck or next gen car. The lower spoiler in this O'Reilly car, should say Xfinity, but O'Reilly car, not as much of a draft. You can't really suck up as much here at Echo Park Speedway compared to track like at Daytona. With how long the straightaways are at Daytona compared to here, I mean, Daytona have a lot more room to really make your moves. Here at Echo Park Speedway, you really only have maybe 2.5 lanes, maybe 3 if you're going to feel a little risky to make your moves. But it looks like the inside lane a little bit better so far early on, but typically speaking, the outside lane comes in pretty quick, and also a little bit better for tire wear as well, as the tires do wear quite a bit here at Echo Park Speedway. As fast lap time, Cody Rhodes there in that 24 machine. As we go back to mid-pack here. They're mostly side by side. They kind of double the back up here around the mid-pack. Cody Rhodes again gets the fast lap of the race. Last time by. The drivers pretty much under blanket right now. Currently, Brian Lorenzo still leads out in front. Here off turn number 4. Look how small those drivers are. All 24 of them within about 2 seconds of each other. We'll see how if this spreads out quickly. They have about 80% fuel in this race car, so they can probably go. Ooh, looks like Wilson may have got a bit loosely off of turn 2, but I believe they can probably go. It went about 25 or so laps last week at Daytona, so I think they can probably go around 45 laps here at Atlanta, but it's kind of hard to tell here, especially how much these drivers are pushing. Not sure if these drivers are pushing hard, pushing maybe a little conservative. They might be a little bit more aggressive than others, but you kind of see most of this double file got most of the pack. These drivers kind of tailing off towards the end of the field. That's Dan Ames and Thomas Osborne. This looks like maybe a 3-wide move here. Brady Floyd making it 3-wide middle. That's a little aggressive here early on in tonight's race, lap number 7. We'll see what pays off for him now. Jake Griffin on the outside. Oh, he's going to hit the outside wall. One driver loose at Sherman Gill. Like I mentioned, tire wear is going to be a little bit of a factor in tonight's race, especially those rear tires. You want to keep them underneath you. Don't want to get you too loose here off these corners. Brian Lorenzo out in front doing a great job. Diamond getting really contested out front. As in tonight's race, there is a red line rule, not like a double yellow line rule, but you cannot go under the red line, obviously unless you're forced or some other trying to avoid wreck or etc. But that one's going to make the track even more narrow than it already is. I mean, pretty much at most you can do 3 wide here. 4 wide's a little bit more, 4 wide, I don't know. 4 wide, we'll see if we see that tonight. I saw 3 wide so far tonight, but now I put Jake Raven counting the outside wall. Let's see, here we go, almost 3 wide once again. Looks like Brady Floyd kind of moving around the racetrack. There's Jacob Wilson to the top of the racetrack now. The outside of Brian Lorenzo for the race lead here, off a turn at number 2. I was already on lap number 10, so these laps go by really quick. Only 30-second lap times here at Atlanta, or Echo Park 2, I should say, but so quick. This race goes by really quick, and you don't have a lot of time to make up these spots here. Kind of have to do it when you're all in the pack, and we'll see if we have green flag pit stops, which is another interesting thing here about Echo Park Speedway compared to Daytona and pretty much every other racetrack on the schedule. Pit road's on the pretty much the back straightaway. Technically, that's when it starts. You have to go underneath on the entry to turn 34 on the apron right there. You can't see the line on the inside through 34. You have to go and hit that yellow line and stay underneath that white line all the way through turn 34. So pit road, pit entry is going to be very important here tonight if we have a green flag pit stop. It's probably going to spread out the field quite a bit if we do have one. Also, another thing these drivers are fighting for, it's $25 to the race winner this week. Just another thing these drivers are fighting for. As the inside lane has really done a good job staying together. The outside lane has come down. There's the one to win at the racetrack. That's Jonathan Marsh, I believe. Up the racetrack a little bit too much. They through 3 and 4. It's got the inside lane to die down a little bit. He's loose. He's really loose on 88, the 80 machine. That's what the tire right there. Here, already in lap 12, you see the tires affecting the handle on that race car. And Brady Floyd getting in front on that 80 machine, though. He's all by himself. One driver behind him goes up top. That's Christian Proctor in the 13 machine. He's going to be behind Brady Floyd for now, but the inside lane looking really good here in lap number 13 as the outside lane has died down quickly here off of turn number 4. Oh, they're wrecking! Sideways drivers smoking through turn 1. One driver on the outside wall. I think that's Jonathan Marsh. Maybe he's still on the inside. He's losing a lot of spots. Brady Floyd may have clipped the outside wall as well. But they keep it green for now. We'll take a quick look at what happened there. We just missed it off the screen. So it looks like Brady Floyd on the outside wall. Not sure exactly up to that moment. Looks like side by side. Oh, actually, whoa. Very interesting. Not sure if someone got loose about it. It might have been Jonathan Marsh just handling issues with that 80 machine. He's up there. Actually got to the back of the 33 of Dan Fern there. And that kind of caused a big checkup on the inside, and Brady Floyd and a few other drivers on the outside wall trying to avoid that one. But we stay green for now here. It's kind of separated the pack a little bit as the top 7 that really pulled away is here side by side for the race lead. That's Sage Greco to the outside. Actually, Carson Roland to the outside. He's going to lose a few spots here as Sage Greco gets by him there. There's Jimmy Gills to the inside as well. He's now side by side once again for the front pack. Now, just blinking in and out on this front pack here. It could allow the second pack to catch up if they work together. We'll see if they'll be able to, though. This looks like they're really closing up on the lead pack here, so looks like the second pack is ahead of steam through turn 3 and 4. As the inside lane once again looking like the stronger lane so far tonight on the longer run. Double drivers on the outside trying to make it work. Looks like Christian Proctor and Carson Roland up ahead. Some drivers further on back. That's Drafty Beef and I think Cody Rose. That's Kenny Kuko, looks like. There's one driver up the racetrack. That's Drafty Beef up ahead. As the outside lane trying to fall up a little bit. I think that's Jeremy Gill to the outside. Looks like it is not Ford Machine. He's trying to make something work on this top side. So now Brady Floyd goes up to the racetrack now. Leads the top side. And these drivers are going to be really racing the bottom of the racetrack as now they single file back out and Brady Floyd left out to dry once again. Seems like the second time this has happened to him tonight. Here in lap number 20. As if you just joined us here tonight, at a near wreck on turn 1 and 2. The driver here a little sideways there, but they did manage to save it though. And this pack is still pretty much all together. No one has fallen off at all. So all 24 of these drivers still under a blanket. 2.5 seconds is the gap from first to last. One driver on the outside wall once again. I think that might be Dan Ames is almost 4 wide there. Down the back straightaway. It says maybe JD Van Kirk kind of slowed down just a little bit there. We'll see if he loses the pack further on back. As the top 3 now single file out in front. As Brady Floyd trying to get a little group of drivers on the outside working together. As Floyd's been trying to run the outside line and make it work, but it just hasn't really seemed like it's been possible so far. Especially with how bad this tire wear seemed to be. The rear tires just seem like to slide a lot on the exit. You can see how loose they are on the exits of turn 4 and turn 2. Just see if they can rotate that race car enough to maybe get a good run off turn 4. Looks like it's an okay run, nothing crazy. It just seems like the inside line just a little bit better here so far. And I think it's only going to get better and better throughout the night. There's a little way I go speed in the back. Oh, those little big problems in the back there, but they keep it straight though. For now, as no cautions out, as it is based off iRacing cautions, there's a little Jake Riven around. That should be a caution there. It doesn't look like iRacing's thrown the caution yet though. So we stay green. There's a caution right there from iRacing. So caution is out. Lap number 23. A little late though. But Big pile up off of turn number 2. I thought for a second they had it saved. There's too many drivers involved in that one here on lap 24. So we'll take a quick replay what happened there. I mean, that was a bunch of cars just all in different spots here. As Jake Raven probably got the worst of it, looks like. Where you see the wreck ahead of him, trying to go low to avoid it and just clips the back end. He's hit from behind as well. Kind of a double whammy there as everyone else kind of just gets through it cleanly somewhat. Get a little bit of damage for some of the gyros, but nothing too major. It looks like I spoke a little too soon. Looks like I think that might have been Dan Ames. Yeah, Dan Ames, 15 junked right there. Unfortunate for him. So let's take a quick look on the replay there. I mean, we haven't really seen what caused this wreck here. This is off of turn number 2. Or spinning on down on the racetrack, now back up top, and then just chaos everywhere. Even for on back, there's kind of 2 different wrecks there at the same time. But most of the drivers are evenly just a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. Let's see what the cause of the front back wreck was. So it looks like there's a little up here, kind of in the mid pack. Let's see if we can see from here. There's a bump cam. So yeah, up ahead, looks like just major checkup, and maybe some drivers just got a little too tight on entry. And Dan Farron may have. So here we go on Dan Farron, then a 33 machine. And the boom camera looks like just clipped the apron and just shot the racetrack, and everyone's trying to avoid. Cody Rhodes involved, Christian Proctor involved, Jake Rarian involved, a couple others, but like I mentioned, none of these drivers getting too significantly damaged. Proctor pretty bad, Raven pretty bad, and Ames pretty bad. All the rest of them are pretty decent. Okay for now. It looks like Brady Floyd gonna stay out actually on the racetrack, so he did not pit. That last caution, that's a very surprising move from that 20 machine. Seems like the tire wear has been really bad so far tonight. I mean, that's a very big surprise from Brady Floyd. I mean, seems like these drivers have been really struggling with the tire wear. Maybe he was saving a little bit of tires as well, but we'll see. Torrey Lesma Jr. off the pit lane right now. These drivers fixing some damage. Jesse Atkinson looks like he had a pit road penalty. Not 100% sure why, but probably just an EOL for him as Chusco this time buys. Brady Floyd gonna choose the bottom. Sage Gekro to the top, and Brian Lorenzo to the bottom of the racetrack. Floyd and Lorenzo are teammates here, so it's gonna be nice that they're gonna be one in first and third on the inside. First 2 cars on the inside there. It's gonna be good for those drivers to get a good launch initially. As officially Jake Raven, Jonathan Marsh, and Dan Ames are a lap down already, fixing their damage. We'll see if we'll be able to hear from these drivers in a few moments' time, depending on if their night is over. But in the meantime, we're already 1/4 of the way through, and we've had 1 caution so far. I mean, it seems pretty clean racing so far. Pretty calm for what I thought, for kind of what I expected. I these drivers would be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, we saw last week they only had 2 cautions at Daytona, and a long green flag run to the end. Tuning in, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel as well to support Legends Racing Network. As the pace car pulls off in the pit lane, and Brady Floyd gonna lead us to the green here. And green flag is out and underway here at Echo Park Speedway. Floyd and Lorenzo with a great launch on the inside teammates there. The Sage Greg will go all in line in the 3rd place on the inside line. Jacob Wilson now side by side with Jimmy Gill in for that 4th place spot. The outside lane, kind of a two-car tandem there. It's Jacob Wilson. And that's Christian Proctor, who's a little bit involved in that incident as well. He had a little bit of damage. So he's working together with Jacob Wilson there. There's one driving the outside wall there, Steve Scatter. That's JD Van Kirk, I believe. And yes, it is. He's still on the outside wall there. Very slow through turn 3 and 4 now. They're back out front. Jacob Wilson with a huge shove from Christian Proctor, doing a good job. He's alongside Floyd for now for the race lead. And we see a pass here on the outside for the race lead. We haven't seen one really all night long. The inside line has easily been the most dominant line so far tonight. There's a little squirrel on the top side, but pretty much even top and bottom. No big differences for now. But looks like Wilson with a good run off of turn 4. Just a few drivers at the outside wall and the spot over there. But Wilson, can he clear Floyd here off of turn number 2? We'll see from this camera angle. How big of a run does he get in that 7 machine? He gets a good shove from Proctor. The inside not as good of a run off of turn number 2. Pretty much a dead even heat through turn 3. The inside lane will gain a momentum. There's a little bit of contact there through turn 3 and 4. Pushing in the middle of the corner doesn't always work. It looks like Wilson will clear. Not a mistake from the teammates on the bottom of the racetrack. But here comes Proctor to the race lead as Wilson all by himself on the inside line. No help behind Floyd. About 4 car lengths back. As the outside lane has formed up quickly here. We're going to try to take advantage of Jacob Wilson being by himself as one driver inside. I think it's Mini Cooper there. Yes, it is. So Wilson might not be over down the inside. He has a huge run through turn 3 and 4. And Proctor, he had a chance, I think, to go to the bottom, but he just didn't take his wrecking by. Down they go. And it looks like that was Thomas Osborne and Marty White. As they went around through turn number 4. Heavy contact there from Marty White, broken right front already, so I'm not sure. At least it looked like it for here, as we'll see what happened there on here for Marty White. So, whoa, Osborne just, whoa. So I guess didn't realize Marty White he thought he was going to be clear maybe of Marty White, excuse me, off of turn number 4, but it looks like he's just not able to do so there. It's been a better angle right here. Yeah, Marty White just clips the outside wall. It's a bit loose and Osborne, he might have turned right there. I'm not sure. It's a very interesting move there from Osborne. We'll go on board with this 57 machine. That's my right hand, that's a long. Here comes Osborne. Yeah, goes up the racetrack. It's very, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very strange right there. I'm not sure if he just got loose maybe, or just thought he was going to be clear there off of turn number 4, but was not able to do so at all. But Jacob Wilson now leads here as we have our second caution of the night. Lap 31. And if you're new here to Legends Racing Network, make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the YouTube channel to support all of our leagues that we do, and also the special events that we do as well here. As in the next couple weeks here, 2 weeks time pretty much, we have the Legends Racing Network Spring Dirt Nationals. If you're interested in doing that, it's going to be Street Stocks Eldora with $125 plus payout. For the top 5 spots, 40 drivers are able to enter 25 to the main event. The Friday, March 13th, if you guys are interested in joining that one. Go in the Legends Racing Network, Discord link in the description below. As drivers choose cone this time by. As you can see on the top right of your screen as well, we get the top tier racing sponsors that are able to put on this league here tonight. So thank you all those sponsors on the top right, flashing slowly across your screen. They're able to make it possible here that we're racing in Atlanta, and also possible that you guys are watching here in Atlanta as well. But Wilson gonna choose the bottom lane, Proctor gonna choose top, so seems like Proctor and Wilson was really good partners there. That short amount of time that they worked together to get clear of Brady Floyd, but Floyd just pitted right there last caution, or this caution I should say. I think it was kind of a mistake he didn't hit that first caution. I think he would have been in a really good spot. Now he's on the very tail end of the top side. They restart around 14th place, about give or take. This could be Wilson on the front row here with Proctor alongside him. We'll see these two drivers can work together out in front. As in the restart zone they go, it's going to be green flag here for Jacob Wilson. We are back underway here at Echo Park Speedway. Drivers get up to speed here momentarily. Already up to 130 miles per hour. Jacob Wilson, Kimi Kuko on the inside, trying to make it work. Christian Proctor getting pushed behind him from Carson Rowlands as lap traffic already early on. Some guys in the pit lane here late. After we go green, not sure who it is, can't see car number on it quite right now. I think this might be the 15 of Dan Ames. Here goes the top side, try to get out of the way. It could be a little sketchy here on the entry of turn one. Kind of tight. We'll see if they make it through though. Side by side here for the race right now. Oh, wreck in the back there. Big wreck behind. Brady Floyd involved. And a bunch of other drivers involved. Looks like it's Cody Rhodes there. JD Van Kirken, black flag as well involved. And a bunch of other drivers involved. Drafty Beef and Bryson Anderson as well. That'll bring out the third caution right here in lap number 36. As we will see what happened there. Major wreck off of turn number 4. So there's a little contact maybe there on the... Some drivers getting loose. Oh man, heavy contact for Bryson Anderson. Heavy hitting outside wall of turn number 4. Drafty Beef involved as well. There's a bunch of other drivers as well involved. So it looks like it was caused by the 04 there of Nick Ruffini. As he kind of just got loose there through turn 3 and 4 and then collected the whole rest of the field. About probably 6 or so drivers involved in that one. 2 drivers having to go through the grass as well as over that one. But in this time, we're going to bring in our driver, one driver from the infield care center who was involved in the wreck before. Is going to be Marty White. We'll bring him into the booth here in a few moments' time. He was involved in lap 31 caution between him, him and was him and Thomas Osborne were involved in that run wreck. Not remember that for a moment. Brain it for it right there, but we'll bring him into the booth here. Hello, Marty, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you're kind of involved there in the lap 31 wreck. Talk us through that. Coming off of turn number 4, looks like you kind of just got a bit loose maybe and kind of got finished out there off of turn 4.
Yeah, I was pretty damn loose. I hit the wall, and I was hoping if I'd stayed up into the wall, no one would hit me, and I guess, I was kind of wrong there.
Yeah, unfortunate for you here at Atlanta, but next week we go to Dakota. Do you think you have a chance to stay at the road course there in Texas?
Oh, God, no, I am awful at road courses. Yeah, but believe it or not, that little wreck was too much damage. I pulled in the pits, and it was just too much damage, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, definitely a disappointing here tonight in Atlanta, or Echo Park Studio, I should say. But any sponsor you'd like to thank for tonight's run here overall there at Atlanta?
Just one, the most important one, Jeremy Gill. He helps me out a lot, teaches me a lot of things, and he believes in me.
Well, like I mentioned, unfortunate for your end here early at Atlanta, but we'll see you next week at Coda.
Yep, thank you.
So it's Marty White, an infield care center. If you're infield care center, as a bunch of drivers kind of involved in these past few wrecks as well. We only have about 17, I believe, on the lead lap now. Currently, JD Van Kirk. Yeah, JD Van Kirk's the last one on the lead lap. It looks like in 17th place. So we've lost about 7 drivers currently so far tonight, and these wrecks have been just getting more violent and more violent and more violent throughout the night, it seems like. As we had a good long green flag run early to start the race, about 24 laps green. Ever since then, we've had kind of back-to-back cautions within about 5 laps time once we went back green. See if that changes here in a few moments' time, though. His car pulls in the pit lane. And we are back underway here, led by Jacob Wilson on the front row. Alongside him with Christian Proctor. As the inside lane going pretty quick and pretty well as Proctor slots in line right ahead at 4th place driver. That's Jorge Lesmo Jr. There he goes. Proctor's at the top side now. Side by side for the race lead. He had a good run off of turn number 2, and he's going to take it now. Kimi Kuko now in 2nd. He's going to slot in line behind Jacob Wilson for now. As the outside is formed up quite a bit of a pack here compared to the inside line, kind of the reverse of what happened before. As the outside line has a lot more drivers kind of more in line and more pushing together, as Brady Floyd already made his way back up to the top of the field, front of the field, after paying a couple cautions to go from the top 5 spots. He was all the way down to 14th place just last restart. As inside the top 5 here currently on the outside line. But up top, still Christian Proctor. He's trying to make something work. Just the outside has not seemed to be the preferred line so far tonight. It just seems like the inside lane has just been so much better all night long. Watching from a lot of these drivers is just very hard to pass here at Echo Park Speedway. Not easy at all. It's kind of a gridlock situation compared to a track like Daytona. With Daytona, we saw a lot of lead changes, it seems like, and a lot of passing throughout the field as well. His last race, we had 28 lead changes as well. And people were able to go to the back to the front quite a bit at Daytona. The ones that will Jorge Lesmo Jr. went from 19th to 3rd in last week's race. We'll take a quick look at our top 5 biggest movers so far tonight. It's Jorge Lesmo Jr. in up 15 spot. Jesse Atkins up 14. You could go up 10. So those are the drivers who are up double digits already so far tonight. The drivers are able to make up some spots, but I think it's mostly just because of Rex. I mean, he seems pretty gridlocked under green at least so far tonight. Now the top 6 here. Top 6 on the top side. Having a chance here. Trying to make something happen. That's a big side drop through turn 3 from Christian Proctor. Was briefly up the racetrack a little bit behind him though. So now the inside lane pulling up just a little bit like we've seen earlier in tonight's race as we're almost to the halfway point as well. Some drivers a little squirrely now. Tire wear coming to a factor. As actually one driver on the inside slow. That's Nick Ruffini there on the inside. The driver is kind of under green right now, currently under the belts. The night is setting here tonight. We're going to bring in another driver here in the infield care center. And it's Jake Raven, that 37 machine, followed in a few yellows earlier tonight. Currently only 17 laps down. Oh, Jake's broadcast. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
So unfortunate for you, your night kind of ending earlier here. Just talk us through your night overall before you got involved in that wreck there as well.
Yeah, I mean, the track has been a little tricky, right? The cars are a little loose. You can see the cars are sliding up going into the turns. Everything was going really, really good, though. It just seemed like one car kind of got into the apron. Everybody had checked up a little bit, caused an accordion effect. And I got the worst end of it, and I think I got hit in the rear end, and that put me down into the wall. It was about 12 and a half minutes of damage, all optional. So I sat there trying to get a little bit of it done. And I was like, good. The pressures look good. So I'm going to have to go back and talk to the dealer about these engines. Man, that's 2 weeks in a row I've gotten a blown engine.
Yeah, not the start of the season you probably wanted, but next week going to Circuit of the Americas, do you think you have a better shot there at the road course in Texas, or you gotta have to wait till next week, a little later in the schedule?
Oh man, I've never actually driven that course before, so I'm gonna have to put in some hours. We'll see how it turns out. I enjoy road courses, but they are tricky, so I'm just gonna have to play it by ear and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. And before we send you off, anyone to thank for tonight's race as well?
I think my girlfriend Rena was watching. She was consoling me as I was in the stands crying after my engine blew. So everything's good now, though, and you always appreciate her checking in and you guys putting on the broadcast, and hope it stays good for you.
Yeah, of course, and we'll see you next week at COTA.
All right, thank you much. Appreciate it.
That was Jake in that 37 machine in the infield care center as the driver is a little squirrely now, like you mentioned. The tire wear definitely playing a factor as the outside lane a little bit quicker now once the tire wear is coming in. As we've been green for probably around 20 laps or so. Actually, a little less than that, actually, probably around 15 or so, give or take. But now the outside lane pretty even so far. Hasn't really been any separation like we've seen earlier tonight. We'll see if that stays in effect here in these next few laps, but I put a question in the chat. Will we see green flag pit stop? I think right now it's probably the best opportunity we might see it with a little bit lower car count here, about 17 cars total, 16 cars total in this pack, 17 total on the lead lap. Few drivers getting the damage fixed and trying to keep going around this racetrack, trying to maybe pick up a few spots here and there if there's a big one later in tonight's race. But also, put in your vote here on the poll. Will we see a green flag pit stop currently right now? 71% of you guys say yes. Probably in this probably around lap 60 we'll end the votes. Give or take, as these drivers have been on this tank of fuel for around 30 laps or so. Granted, most of that has been probably half and half has been under caution or green. So we'll see how big of a factor these tire wear comes into play, as right now the inside line, there's only 4 cars up top. That's Christian Proctor, Brady Floyd, Brian Lorenzo. Is a little driver blinking in front. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but might slow these drivers down just a little bit here. Might be Jorge Lesman Jr. No, it's driver behind him. Jeremy Gill looks like blinking just a little bit. As Jorge Lesman Jr. a little bit loose off of turn 2. And the tire wear is now playing a factor. So now the outside lane falling up just a little bit. The inside lane has lost some of these drivers. They're falling back just a little bit right now. Ooh, I think a car is spinning around the back. Maybe heard some smoke. Yes, there is. Not sure exactly what that is. I think it's a lap down car. It's Dan Ames. They are loose through turn 3 and 4. Oh, no contact there. They didn't even get loose. He got a little nudge there from the 50 machine of Christian Marcelli. They're going to lose something to the lead pack now currently. Back out front here. Jacob Wilson still leads over King Kuko, over Christian Proctor as well, and Jorge Lesman Jr. on the inside as well. Joe's getting pretty aggressive here as the sun sets at Hampton, Georgia. As we're under 40 laps to go. This race, like I mentioned, has gone by really quick here. As we're almost through wise. Oh, driver loses. That's Jorge Lesmo Jr. Up the racetrack, they go behind him. And the outside wall they go, but they keep it straight for now. I think that's Sage Greco on the outside wall trying to avoid Lesmo Jr. As another 3 wide entering turn number 1. And up front now, Brady Floyd gonna take it 3 wide. He gets around Christian Proctor. And now it's a 2-car tandem for first and second. Proctor slots in the line behind Brian Lorenzo. Now he goes to the inside behind King Kuko. As major conflict there. Let's go back just a little bit. Looks like Jorge Lesman Jr. is getting a bit too loose there on the inside line. Around he goes, and luckily for all the other drivers, they avoid it pretty cleanly. At least stay green for now. Jake Wilson still in front here. It's Kimiko right behind him as well. as caution is out. I was not sure what caused the caution there. There's Lucas Schimmel in the pit lane there. 93 machine. There's a little major. Whoa, what happened to... This actually what happened behind looks like Jorge Lesman Jr. And we look on the replay here, so yeah. Schimmel, that was a whole different incident. Schimmel, oh man, hard hitting the outside wall. No caution for the longest time, it seems like. And for some reason, it took a while for the caution to come out there. Obviously, you cannot see a thing in that race car. He is done for tonight, most likely. So, looks like green flag pit stops will not be happening tonight, as I think we have hit the fuel window. 36 come to 35 laps to go. Now I'll close the poll here for the green flag pit stops because I believe that we have hit the fuel window. So 62% of you guys were wrong. We will not be seeing any green flag pit stops tonight. Looks like Jacob Wilson got to take very quick pit stop for him. Same with Kenny Kuka and a few others. Some of these drivers electing to take maybe 2 tires fuel only as well. I think 4 tires would probably be the better call there. We'll bring in the driver here, the interview. We'll bring in Jesse Atkinson. Only in 10th place. Kind of in the mid-pack. Hasn't really been talked about too much tonight. So you guys say about the handle in this race car and how loose this thing is on these tires. Hello, Jesse. With you got a copy?
I copy.
So currently you're in 10th place here. Kind of in the mid-pack. Talk us through your race so far tonight. And also, how has the handling been kind of in the mid-pack as well?
Yeah, it's been so far very eventful. Started dead last. That's kind of where I wanted to start and just kind of survive here. We got involved in a couple wrecks there at the beginning, got it all repaired, and now we're just kind of bobbing and weaving at this point. Car getting to the end of that run, I'm sure you could see there's a lot of people, you know, their rears were sliding out there, and you know, it was some of us definitely needed tires. It was no longer a full throttle track. You definitely had to lift, especially when you're too wide. But now that we got new tires, we should, you know, we should all be okay for the next 20 laps. We'll see what happens when we get closer to like 30 or 40 more laps, especially towards the end. If we have a green, or if we go all the way to the end here, it might be a little dicey.
Yeah, definitely. Well, good luck in the rest of your race tonight, and we'll maybe talk to you later.
Thank you.
So it's Jesse Atkinson in that 00 machine, currently counting in the pack around that 10th place spots. Started dead last, and he's worked his way up through the field. And he's put himself in a good spot here, maybe to have a chance at late. Same with Jacob Wilson, Brady Floyd, Kenny Kuka. Those drivers have been all up front. Brian Lorenzo qualified pole position. Those drivers have been all up front so far tonight. They haven't really experienced too much dirty air. I know Brady Floyd was a little further on back. Kenny Kuka was a little further on back as well. But probably since halfway he's been up here, so for the most part. We'll see quickly the most positions gained so far. We'll update here on the top 5 most positions gained. Currently it goes to Jesse Atkinson. I just talked to him. Jorge Lesman Jr. in second. And Christian Marcelli in third. King Kuko fourth. And JD Van. It drops out pretty big from 10 to 5 right there. JD Van Kirk. Good place spot. About to go back green here with 33 laps to go. Just had our 4th caution tonight here on lap 63. And green flag is back out. Back on the way here at Echo Park Speedway. Jacob Wilson with a great initial launch there on the inside line, but the outside lane seems like a little formed up better than the inside, but their inside just able to carry so much more speed through turn 1 and 2. It'll wrap that bottom lane around the racetrack. It looks like they're clear up top. They want to take it. Most likely not, though. There's another side-by-side. Top 3 on the top side, top 3 on the bottom. Nose to tail through 1. Is the outside lane forming up here quickly? We'll see if the outside lane can actually do something here on these restarts. It seems like the inside lane has just been so much better than the outside. The only time we really saw the outside lane do anything was when it was pushing the corner from Brown Lorenzo to Brady Floyd. Kind of got Floyd a bit loose on the inside. It allowed Jacob Wilson to clear to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see, we kind of see the same thing here, especially late in this race. A big side drop there as Lorenzo blinking out just a little bit in that 99 machine. That backed up machine right there. Almost some contact through 3 and 4, like Jesse Atkinson was saying, a few other Jake Raven as well was kind of saying how loose this car gets, especially in the rear ends. They slide quite a bit, so pinching the drivers on the inside, they could maybe cause them to maybe burn up their tires just a little bit more. So tires definitely going to be a factor here late in this race, as with 30 laps to go. Yeah, I mentioned so a long way to go in tonight as well, but it's going to feel short as well, at least in the broadcast booth. Maybe not for these drivers, but I mean, these drivers are ripping 30-second lap times here around Echo Park Speedway, so I mean, these lap times go pretty quick, relatively speaking. Brady Floyd doing a great job on the outside lane. I mean, the leader on the top side, commanding the outside line good. He's side drafting Jacob Wilson pretty good as well in that right rear. He's just not able to quite get enough of a run down this back straightaway to get clear to the inside line. So it's going to be tough to get clear to the inside. He might be able to maybe get a hair ahead on the inside, but not much more than that. See how close these drivers are here in the drone camera. Down the back straightaway they go. Floyd just can't see, kind of gets a good run on the exit of turn 2, but just can't really do much more than half a car length, it looks like. Looks like he has a really good run through 3 and 4. This might be his best opportunity so far tonight. Maybe get clear to the inside line. Coming to the quad oval. 27 laps to go. Brady Floyd trying to get up to the race lead here late. Oh, there goes Kenny Kuko loose through turn 3 and 4. Can he save it? Yes, he can. But he's going to lose a ton of spots. In the meantime, though, they drop all the way down to 14th place. And it's going to lose the inside lines advantage. Wilson all by himself. Floyd clears. Lorenzo clears as well. He's now the top 2 teammates. 1 and 2 on the racetrack. As we'll take a quick replay of what happened there to Kenny Kuko. Looks like he just maybe got loose there. Maybe got a bad shove as well. See here in a moment. Couldn't really tell from that camera angle quite what happened. Just looks like he got loose, lost on his own. Could also be the air as well. Going so quick here, around 180, I think 190 miles per hour top speed. The air around the race car makes a big difference, especially the rear ends as well in these O'Reilly cars. As here comes Sage Greco to the outside, that 17 machine. He has a good run off of turn number 4. And he's not going to challenge Brady Floyd for the race lead here. He's alongside Lorenzo behind, and now Floyd. The only reason Floyd and Lorenzo were able to get around the inside line was because The driver in second on the inside made a big mistake and got loose through turn 3 and 4. We haven't really seen the outside do anything unless the inside makes a mistake. As now the outside line is clear. Wow, that might be the first time tonight we've seen the outside lane actually clear the inside without the inside making any mistakes there. There's a little contact there. That's Brady Floyd and Carson Rowland around through 3 and 4. They keep it straight for now. Let's go shuffle the inside lane big time as Jesse Atkinson now up to second. Cody Rhodes in third, and Stage Greco in the race lead. And the top three are pulled away a little bit from the field. I'll take a quick replay of what happened there. Looks like Rowland just got loosed right in front of Brady Floyd, and Floyd just wasn't able to avoid it. Got it back into them. They keep it straight for now. Now they have a chance to maybe catch up back. You guys see Floyd's race car there, a little blue and red. Is now Atkinson in second. Just talked to him a few moments ago in the last caution, but here comes Rose to the outside. Maybe a little bit side draft to Atkinson. Yes, he will. Big side draft down the back straight into turn number 3. As Cody Rhodes now alongside that 00 machine out on the top side. There's no help from behind. Here comes Jacob Wilson. He led a lot of this lap. He's led a lot of laps today as well. That 7 machine. We'll see if he can maybe find his way back out to the front here with 20 laps to go here at Echo Park Speedway. The Hotlanta Hustle 150 presented by Subpar Motorsports. As once again, Rhodes, big side drive there to Atkinson, but it's not really doing much if he has no help from behind. But here comes the outside line. Proctor and Floyd as well. In the mix here, Wilson dives on the inside behind the 44 machine of Jorge Lesmo Jr. His tires are becoming a factor here late in this one. Take a quick look at our weather so far tonight. It was 5 p.m. when we started. It's now 6:55 p.m. as well. So go to the outside as well. Going wiggly there, but track temp slowly but surely going down. So this racetrack could get a little bit more racier throughout the night. So we still have quite a bit of time to go. 19 laps ago and coming to 18 this time by. So up the racetrack goes Atkinson. He moves the gap here for Rhodes. Rhodes gonna take it split 3 wide now. Here comes Floyd. He's gonna help Atkinson maybe. Those drivers are teammates. But Atkinson falls back in line on the outside. Rose now probably gonna be able to get clear here off of turn number 4. And a good shove here from Proctor. 16 laps to go now, and the pack has grown in size in the last few laps after kind of the incidents that have happened that have transpired these past few laps as well. The drivers were able to rebound quickly from their kind of half spins that they had earlier. Christian Marcelli there in that 50 machine in the picture as well. As I'm sure if I had to project, we will see another caution so far, so we will see a caution, I think. And as well, another one at least. The tire wear just seems too bad here tonight. How wiggly these cars have been so far as well. Big side drop there from Rhodes to Greco. Kirk on the bottom lane, getting pushed by Jorge Lesman Jr. Big side drop. Big side drop once again. You off for turn number 4. Rhodes just does not have the help from behind. Looks like from Prago. Big contact there on the into turn 3. And around they go. Rhodes around from the field. And a big one strikes here at the Atlanta. As that is the majority of the field right there. And plus cars involved as the caution comes out here late in this one with 14 laps to go. As wow. Right in front of the field. Bad shove there from Christian Proctor. As we'll take a look at that one. We're going into turn number 3 here initially. There's a contact there. And that's a big jump fest right there through turn 3 and then through turn 4 as well. As wow. Let's go on board here with Christian Proctor, who actually got away from that wreck right there. This is Cody Rhodes, and here goes Proctor. He's kind of drifting. He saves it though. So here comes Proctor on board with him. Just a bad shove wrong on the right rear, right side of the race car. We'll see Dan Ames nowhere to go here. He sees the wreck right here, he's slowing down as much as he can. I mean, dude, the track is blocked. There's nowhere for this 15 machine to go. Brian Lorenzo, our wholesaler so far, so wholesaler tonight. We'll go on board with him. He tries to check up as much as he can. I mean, but it's just not. There's nothing you can do there. I'm not sure if anyone made it through cleanly at all. Wow. And that took out a lot of drivers right there. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone made it through cleanly. I mean, Jeremy Gill and maybe Brady Floyd the cleanest. I mean, it looks like if Aaron, he made it through clean, we'll go on board with him at 33 machine. This is kind of the mode pack right here as well. See inside there, you kind of see some smoke and he's tracking, checking up. Yeah, he made, looks like he made it through cleanly. I mean, the drivers maybe in front of him didn't get too badly damaged, like Brady Floyd, Jimmy Gill, Christian Proctor. Don't sure if Jesse Atkinson was too damaged there as well. So right behind this incident, got slight contact in the left rear, looks like. More contact in the rear as well, but overall he seems kind of okay. But man, about to go back green, it looks like, this time by choose cone. I think we've cut through these drivers in half. I mean, so many involved in that last wreck right there. Wow. Going green this time by choose cone. As Sage Greco going to lead us to the green here, coming to 10 laps to go at Echo Park Speedway. Hotlanta Hustle 150, presented by Subpar Motorsports. Christian Proctor, that 13 machine in fourth. Kind of caused a big run there last time by, but he's in a position here to win this one late. Gotta forget those moments from a few laps ago as green flag is back out underway here at Echo Park Speedway under lights. Here officially with not 10 laps to go, 15 miles in total. As they gain up the speed through turn 1 and turn 2, the field has really shrunk down in size quickly. They're going around 10 or 11 drivers in the main pack as well. So is the outside line led by Dan Farron as briefly going to push him on the outside as well. As inside led by Sage Greco. As Jacob Wilson in the inside line as well. And make some things happen. Almost through wide there, Floyd looking up top. Oh, Floyd on the outside wall on the entry at turn number 1. Not sure he was kind of pushed there behind from his teammate Jesse Atkinson. Take Wilson on the inside as well. As we're calling the wall, it's Ray Floyd once again in the outside wall. Second time he's done that on the outside wall for turn number 1. It's now side by side here for second, but Sage Greco out in front. Proctor though has front end damage. That's going to affect him just a little bit aero wise. He's not at the top, but it's Greco kind of all by themselves. Bray Floyd looking 3 wide middle. Around they go in the middle pack. There goes Jeremy Gill, Bray Floyd around, and a bunch of other drivers as well. 3 or 4 drivers involved. That one is really going to probably have a green and white checkered finish here tonight at Echo Park Speedway as caution comes out here on lap number 95. Caution number 6. I think Bray Floyd just took it a little bit too aggressively there. 3 wide middle. So you can see the replay of that one. So Bray Floyd's low nudge there, and then major carnage for some other drivers as well. So it looks like Jeremy Gill really got the worst of that one, and as well as Tristan Marcelli as well. Very damaged that 50 machine. And his toe is way down the pit lane, so he's going to be out for tonight as well, most likely. With 5 laps to go late in this one. So Sage Greco survives the chaos. Jacob Wilson has survived the chaos. Christian Proctor has survived the chaos. Somewhat so far tonight. I'm sure all the drivers have been involved in some sort of incident, maybe a little damage here and there, nothing significant at least, but some sort of little damage here and there. But man, this race has been very bipolar. It seems like at times, I mean, at times you go green for quite a bit of time, and then at times you have a huge wreck in turn 3 and a huge wreck in turn 1. Power has been an issue so far tonight as well, but with a green-white checkered, I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue here late in this one. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a quick little break before we go green and white checker racing. We'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network here at Echo Park Speedway. Resurrect Live here at Echo Park Speedway, about to go back green here. This base car about to make the hard left turn the pit lane, and it does so here. As Sage Greco get the least of the green here, alongside Christian Proctor, and green flies back up and underway here at Echo Park Speedway. Great launch there from Sage Greco and Jacob Wilson as well on the inside line. Outside line did not get the best of launches. But Proctor is clear to the inside if he wants to take it. We'll see if he does so. Doesn't look like he will though. Looks like he'll get steps. He's gonna stay up top for now as it comes to the white flag this time by. Will we make it back to the stripe? Sage Greco in the race lead here. Jesse Atkinson has a chance on the outside line. Being pushed by Christian Proctor. White flag in the air one more time around here at Atlanta. Atkinson up top. Does he have the momentum here off of turn number 2 to do anything here against Jacob Wilson? Wilson goes up top. Big side drop there to the inside. Nikuko. Sage Greco working both lanes. He's at the bottom right now. Head of Jacob Wilson. He's going to work up top for Jesse Atkinson. Going to push him down the racetrack. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? Looks like it's going to be Sage Greco. Going to pick up the win here at Echo Park Speedway over Jesse Atkinson by 28 thousandths of a second. Here in this one, Sage Greco wins the Hotlanta Hustle at 150, presented by Subpar Motorsports. Sage Greco birds it down here on the front straightaway at Echo Park Speedway. And rightfully so here, as he played it perfectly on the green-white checkered, led us to the green, and defended it very well. As he picks up his first ever top tier racing win as well here tonight. As Greco resets there, we'll take a quick break and we'll speak to our top 3 finishers in a moment. As back here live at Echo Park Speedway, we're going to speak to our top 3 finishers in a few moments' time. First off, we're going to take a quick look at our final race results here for tonight's Hotlanta Hustle 150 at Echo Park Speedway. Sage Greco picks up the race win here tonight, his first ever top 2 racing to win, and Jesse Atkinson comes agonizing in close 25 thousandths of a second, picking up his first ever win in the top 2 racing league. Jake Wilson rounds out in 3rd, Christian Proctor in 4th, Kenny Kuko rounds out the top 5, JD Van Kirk in 6th, Trevor Altman in 7th, Dan Farron in 8th, Tom Salisbury in 9th, and Jeremy Gill rounds out the top 10. 11th will be Carson Roland, Jorge Lesman Jr. will be 12th, Brady Floyd in 13th, Nick Ruffini in 14th, Christian Marcelli in 15th, Dan Ames in 16th, Cody Rhodes in 17th, Ryan Lorenzo in 18th, Drafty Beef in 19th, and Lucas Jamel in 20th. Bryson Anderson in 21st, Marty White 22nd, Jake Raven 23rd, and rounding out our 24-car field here tonight is Jonathan Marsh. Bringing in our race winner here in Sage Greco. It's luckily for him, able to pull it off here late tonight. Perfect strategy call for this 17 machine, and we'll see what he has to say about it. Oh, Sage, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Sure do.
You pick up your first ever top tier racing league win tonight here at Echo Park Speedway. Talk us through your mindset going to that green white checkered and how you're able to finish so well on that white flag.
Yeah, man. To be honest, not really a big fan of plate checks, so I don't really kind of honestly luck more than anything, but definitely helped. I had a teammate behind me. I hate kind of hate throwing blocks there. Had to block him there on a backstretch, a white flag, I think. But I knew this place at least you can get away with blocks, kind of unlike Daytona and Talladega, but definitely helped having a teammate behind me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we kind of switch gears big time going to next week. I would say at COTA on Circuit of the Americas. What are your thoughts there out of the road course? Very different from these 2 first races.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely no pack racing there. Yeah, that'll be a good race. I think definitely got to race the track more. You got to race everybody else there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you pick up the win here tonight at Echo Park Speedway. I mean, you had a good finish last week at Daytona top 10 there. So back-to-back top 10s at plate tracks. I mean, can't really ever go wrong with that. Definitely. But
I'll take it.
yeah. Anyone think for tonight's win here at Echo Park Speedway?
No, sir. I sure don't.
All right. Well, congrats on your win here tonight at Echo Park Speedway. We'll see you next week at COTA.
Thanks, y'all. God bless.
That was Sage Greco in that 17 machine. And now in the race win here at the Hotlanta Hustle 150. And Jesse Atkinson rounding out in 2nd place, just agonizingly close here tonight. Spoke to him a little bit earlier as well. Oh, Jesse, you got a copy?
A copy.
So you round yourself off in the second there, 25 thousandths of a second short. What could you have done differently there to maybe make up 26 thousandths of a second?
There was maybe, run there, run here. I could have, not lost time on, but I mean, really, that's about as good as I could have asked for. Didn't really expect myself to be in a position like that, but obviously at a super speedways, anything can happen. Coming from a dirt background, this makes no sense to me. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we had Brady Floyd die there on us. There's final few laps, and Brian unfortunately died about was it 2/3 of the way through, so we didn't really have a teammate up there to really push off of, but got ourselves in a position where we could put up some a good finish there, and I think we did just that.
Yeah, definitely. And you were able to kind of avoid the big one there, I would say, in turn 3. I mean, I think that was probably the biggest wreck of tonight as well. I mean, just talking to that one, I know you got sideways, you got hit a few times as well. How bad was the damage overall there at the end?
I don't think I got much. I think it was just rear end damage. I think I can't remember. It was like the wreck 10 to go with or something.
Yeah.
Or no, that was the final wreck. Yeah, no, it was only about.
Yeah, it was about
I only had about 50 seconds of damage. It wasn't bad. I didn't decide to take it when we went on pit road because I was like, these got new tires, and I figured that'll just, that'll carry the weight of, whatever aero damage would affect me here. But yeah, I mean, just like we said, had to avoid the wrecks. We avoided the wrecks, and we just put ourselves in a good position here.
Yeah, all you can really ask for at a track like this. Anyone I think for tonight's great run here at Echo Park Speedway?
Yeah, I think Adria Esports, all the guys over there, obviously Brady and Brian Frutting. Unfortunately, they couldn't make to the end. Got to thank Wayne Peterson for this awesome scene. I don't think it's every day you see a Wayne Peterson mobile up here at the front. And got to thank the league for putting on this awesome race and you for the awesome broadcast.
Well, thank you, and we'll see you next week at Coda.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.
So it was Jesse Atkinson in that 00 machine rounding himself off in the third place, and Jacob Wilson can round himself off in the third. As actually, Jesse Atkinson was second, my bad. But Jacob Wilson in third place. He was up front pretty much the majority of this one, pretty much all of this one actually. Comes up a little short here at Echo Park Studio. We'll bring him into the booth here. Hello, Jacob, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You round yourself up in the third place. You were pretty much running up front all night long. Just kind of wasn't really at the right place at the right time at the end there. Talk us that kind of green light checker in the last few laps there and see what you could have done differently.
Not really. I mean, I wanted to ensure that either me or Stage, won the race because we need the team points and stuff. But, it was just kind of, luck of the draw of whoever was running in front was basically going to have the advantage pretty much all night. When we got out front, and Kenny was behind me, we were pretty much able to maintain that position. And, I think I ended up leading, I think 40 some laps tonight.
Yeah.
So, it was a good race, and, it was not a lot I could have done different, just kind of like last week. I mean, we ran up front, the strategy worked out really good, and, that's just how these, restrictor plate type races are. You can do everything perfect and still not, walk away with the win. So overall, it was a good night. Nothing to be disappointed about. I think leaving tonight, I think we will actually be leading the points. I'll be leading the driver's standings, and I think we'll take over the team points. So overall, really good night for Revved Up, and even some of our partner teams had some good finishes, and overall it was a pretty good race. I'll take it. Because you never know how the rest of the season is going to go. So to come out of the 2 restrictor plate races with, top 10 finishes, you can't really complain about that.
Yeah, definitely. But you and Sage actually both had top 10 finishes. So, yeah, cannot complain about that at all. Well, anyone that think for tonight's great run here at Echo Park Speedway?
Yeah, I got to thank all my great sponsors that, support my karting and also my iRacing stuff. So the No Names, T-Parm Transportation, Floors by Dennis, Victory Fuel. We have a discount code you can use for Revved Up 51. Get you a case of Victory Fuel for 10% off. But everyone that watches these, I got a lot of friends and family that tune in each week and have supported me in this, and it's kind of nice to know somebody's watching. So that's pretty much everybody. I also got to thank Corn Dog Designs. Brock Morris painted this car up for me and most of our Revved Up cars, and they look really, really sharp on the track, and a lot of times they end up in victory lane.
Yeah, well, tonight they did. So congrats on your third place here in that at Echo Park Studio. We'll see you next week at Coda.
Thanks, Talon.
Of course, that was Jacob Wilson in the 7 machine. As he'll round off in third place, and he is leading the points here going to next week at the road course in Texas, Coda, which is a very, very unique road course. I'm sure not a lot of these drivers have a lot of experience at that road course as well. I'm pretty sure we'll probably run a short version of it, which I've actually never ran personally, so it is a lot easier than the normal version they used to run in a couple years ago. But it should be a fun run there at Coda, Circuit of the Americas. But tonight, Echo Park Speedway, it delivered. I mean, we saw big wrecks, great moments. Maybe not the best plate racing of all time, but I mean, it was still really good. Close finish, 25 thousandths of a second. You can't really complain about that on any day. But the next week at Coda, definitely different than these first 2 weeks. Just kind of like the real life NASCAR schedule. It's pretty much, I think we're following it exactly how it is. So, pretty much every week these drivers can get some practice in the official racing servers, which is the same schedule as they run here. So these drivers probably a little bit better than typically normal, I would say, if you just put them on a random racetrack on a Tuesday night. But definitely should be a fun one next week at Circuit of the Americas. But up next on the Legends Racing Network, tomorrow night we go to Iowa for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series regular season finale. We decide who makes has a chase for the cup there in the top 16 fight to the championship tomorrow night. So we'll see who can get inside the top 16. I think there's only about 3 or so drivers kind of on the cutoff there, so it should be still really exciting. Pretty good racetrack in Iowa and Midwest there in Newton, Iowa. And then after that, we start the round of 5 in the Quantum Contender Series. Last week we crowned the round of 5 drivers, and this week we continue to push to the championship. There were 3 races left to go in the Quantum Contender Series. We need to start at a banger at Daytona, so Daytona could decide the championship early in that one. So that should be a fun one. Thursday night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. As tomorrow night is also 8:15 Eastern Time. Obviously next week, Tuesday nights 8:15 Eastern Time, we go to Circuit of the Americas in Texas, and that should be a fun one there as well. And also up next in a couple weeks' time, about two and a half weeks or so, we have the Legends Racing Network Dirt Spring Nationals at Eldora, Dirt Street Stocks at Eldora. Big payout there, about $125 plus payout prize. So if you're interested in joining that, join the Discord link in the description below and sign up as soon as possible, because the entries are only 40 total, so that's all we're taking. In 2 weeks' time, on March 13th, Friday night, dirt racing, so that should be a fun one there in Ohio as well. So thank you guys for watching here tonight. Make sure you guys like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share with family, friends, and foes as well. So we'll see you next time here on the Legends Racing Network. So long from